I also encourage people, and I'll show you one last verse and then we're going to pray. This is a verse that has come to mean so much to me. Numbers chapter 21. As being a pastor of many years and someone that's very concerned never to come into a setting and cause trouble, I really passionately believe in balance, in proclaiming the whole theme, the whole message of the gospel of God. And it's been my impression that if we'll tell people the whole truth about a theme rather than just kind of take a hobby horse on it, that we'll get our reward. So in other words, let's meet all the conditions. But you know, another thing that's so simple is lift up Jesus. See, when you lift up Jesus, you get results that you don't get any other way. We don't just believe in formulas and pray in a prayer that just flops out the mouth, but we know it's the power and presence of Jesus. I've seen Derek model that so clearly. And I'm going to leave you with this verse. In Numbers chapter 21, verse 5. The people spoke against God and against Moses. Why have you brought us up out of Egypt to die in the wilderness? For there is no food and no water, and our soul loathes this worthless bread. So the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and many of the people of Israel died. Now see, I always put myself in the story. So see, I picture myself out there with my 21-year-old daughter Elizabeth, my 17-year-old daughter Carolyn. I'm there with my 11-year-old daughter Lauren, and I'm there with my 5-year-old daughter Meredith. So see, I put myself in the situation. And now, got my family out there, my wife Denise, and fiery serpents are biting people and killing people. And this is a crowd of 2 or 3 million people. So I'm picturing my 5-year-old bit by a snake, turning black, tongue swelling up, beginning to asphyxiate. I mean, I'm picturing looking down at that sandy desert and losing a loved one. See, I have found that all ministry requires burden and passion and caring. And, you know, if it's okay with you if people go to hell, and if it's okay with you that people, you know, sit in their sin and never change, then you'll have a measure of effectiveness. But, you know, it's got to touch you deep within. And see, I'm picturing my daughter dying at my feet. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And the people in verse 7 come to Moses, and I don't think they came up and said, Moses, we have sinned. I think they came up and said, we are going to be obliterated. And I've got a dying wife or daughter or whatever it is at my feet. What are we going to do? We have sinned and we have spoken against the Lord and against you. Pray to the Lord that he take away the serpents from us. And Moses prayed for the people. And see, they're looking for the answer. See, they're looking for the snake venom or the antivenom, whatever you call that stuff. They're looking for the answer. And the Lord said to Moses, here's your answer. Make a fiery serpent, set it on a pole, and it shall be that everyone who is bitten, when he looks at it, he'll live. See, I would have said, that's it? My daughter is dying, bitten by a snake, and your answer is you're going to put a big copy of that snake up on a pole. We're going to stare at the snake. That's going to solve our problem? That's what I would have thought. You know, when your daughter is dying at your feet, you're going to be rather critical of the answer that's presented. Moses made a bronze serpent and put it on a pole. And so it was, if a serpent had bitten anyone, when he, and the Hebrew says, when he looked continually and gazed at the bronze serpent, he lived. Well, you remember John 3:16, which says, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten Son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life. John 3:16. Most of us don't remember John 3:14. For as Moses lifted up in the serpent in the wilderness, even so must the Son of Man be lifted up, that whoever believes in him should not perish, but have eternal life. For God so loved the world. Notice that the looking in Numbers 21, when Jesus quotes it, the looking turns into believing. For Jesus said, the one that not looks at, but believes. This is the way you get answers. You look at the cross until you believe what it's going to do. You know what the answer for my 5-year-old is? You know what the answer for the most despicable human needs are? Really, in essence, it's to stand and look at the cross of Jesus. To stare at it from this angle, look at it from that angle, meditate on it from this facet, think about it from that facet, until it grips you. And see, once Jesus and his cross have gripped you, the devil is out of here. But it's that Jesus-centered love of him, centering on the cross. So meet the conditions and love Jesus. Fall in love with Jesus. And God will not only touch your need, but those around you.